I'll bite the bullet. Okay, let's make this video. So I said this in a previous commentary that I needed to talk about this in a full dedicated video sometime soon. And after the Montreal Canadiens went out there and they defeated the Edmonton Oilers 5-2 regulation, I feel like yesterday's game was a good enough trigger to make this video happen. Let's talk about Cole Caufield here today and how Dominique Ducharme might have legitimately robbed this guy for the Calder. Like, I don't want to make any conclusions based off of a small sample size of about a month, but it's difficult to not have this thought in the back of my mind when I see Cole Caufield go out there and do the things that he has started to do. And I say started to do because his rookie season has been plagued by two completely different styles of coaching that have had some very different results. Cole Caufield, if you go over to what he has been doing as of late, ever since Dominique Ducharme getting fired and Marty St. Louis getting hired, which happened on February 9th, you take a look at Caufield and the game log he has had. Let's go over it right here. You have yourselves Thursday, February 10th against the Washington Capitals, the very first game of Marty St. Louis. Cole Caufield goes out there and he scores himself a goal. How nice. 2 days later, against the Columbus Blue Jackets, Cole Caufield goes out there and he scores himself another goal. How nice. He goes pointless against the Buffalo Sabres the next night, but give it 4 more days. The St. Louis Blues have come into town and they're down 2-1 towards the end of the third. You then have yourselves Cole Caufield, who scores the game-tying goal in the dying seconds, and then he scores the overtime winner, which looks eerily similar to his very first NHL goal, both assisted by Jeff Petrie, both plays where he comes down the right side and cuts towards the goal, and both plays where Petrie's on the left and he centers it. How poetic is it that we're starting to see a brand new Caufield form under our eyes, or not under our eyes, in front of our eyes, and he's scoring goals exactly the same way like he did when he kicked off his illustrious career to be. Give it 3 more days, and the Habs are in Long Island. Caufield gets himself an assist in the 3-2 shootout victory. This is already the start of the Habs win streak. You then have the game against Toronto the next night, where Caufield gets himself a goal and 2 assists for 3 total points. Give it 2 more days against the Buffalo Sabres, another 2-point night, a goal and an assist. And now you have the 3-game point streak Caufield is on. March 1st against Winnipeg, the 8-4 game, he gets an assist. You have yourselves the 5-4 overtime Calgary game, he gets an assist. And then yesterday against the Edmonton Oilers, a goal and an assist. He's starting to play 20 minutes of time on ice per game under Marty St. Louis. And this guy is a completely different player than the guy that we saw playing under Dominique Ducharme. Yesterday against the Oilers, the goal that Caufield scored was probably the most indicative of how we have seen Marty St. Louis' system really come to life. He said that he wants to see his players make reads. You don't want to go out there and put these players into a box, tell them, okay, you have to do this and only this. Make reads, be flexible, allow yourself to come in, steal the puck when you want, go over to another open area if you want, because if you feel that's what you need to do, you go out there, you do it. St. Louis says he would rather have his players make reads and make mistakes than not make reads at all. And Caufield does just that when he comes over to the boards to steal a clearing attempt in the Edmonton blue line. He takes the puck, he's got some open space, comes right in, drags it, forehand, backhand, forehand, he's cradling it in his stick, he shoots it, and he snipes it on Mike Smith. What an absolutely beautiful goal to give him his, however the heck many that is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th goal under Marty St. Louis. And I mean, the guy only has 8 goals in the entire season, so 1 goal under Dominique Ducharme, 7 goals under Marty St. Louis. You take a look at the amount of games that Caufield has had under Martin St. Louis. 3, I see 8, I see 9, 10, 11. So 7 goals in 11 games, that's not even counting the assists. Cole Caufield has gone out there, and he really has shown himself off under Marty St. Louis that this guy knows how to freaking produce. Do the math on this, just the goals, not the assists, just the goals. 7 divvy 11 multiplied out by 82. Caufield, under Marty St. Louis, is on pace for 50 goals on the year. Now, I don't know how realistic it is to go out there and actually expect that out of a guy like Caufield, but going over the assists as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 assists in this entire span too. 7 goals, 7 assists in 11 games. I mean, that's a 104-point pace. My gosh. How the heck is Cole Caufield gonna go out there and say that he had himself a good rookie season when the first, 80-something% was clogged up by a coach that held him back? Okay, so his real season this year, 22 points, 41 games played. That's split between Dominique Ducharme and Marty St. Louis. Now, I get it. He hasn't played all the games. He had a stint in the AHL, whatever, but a total season here of 44 points in 82 games because it's directly cut in half, 41, on pace for 16 goals. It boggles my mind that he goes out there and he gets, subtract all the Marty St. Louis games. The guy gets 1 goal and 7 assists for 8 total points in 30 games under Dominique Ducharme. He's getting played on the 4th line, and it's not really all too great. Now under St. Louis, he's playing 20 minutes a night. And the best part is he's making reads. He's coming along the boards. He's pinching. He's stealing the puck. He's shooting it. He's sniping it. He's scoring again. And it's night and day the difference between Caufield from a few weeks ago and Caufield now. My gosh, dude. Imagine if Marty St. Louis legitimately was on this team for the entire year. I'm not going to go out there and say that Caufield is guaranteed to have scored 50 goals and 100 points if Marty St. Louis was here, but he sure would have had a lot more than 1 goal and 7 assists in 30 games if St. Louis was here. Now, that's not me going out there and saying that the Canadiens were dumb for going with Ducharme and not firing him right away. That's not what I'll say right here. It's just unfortunate because when you have an interim head coach who did what Dominique Ducharme did, forced this team into a Stanley Cup Finals spot and had all the good players on the team stripped away, that's not his fault that Weber isn't able to play. It's not his fault that Carey Price wasn't able to play. It's not his fault that everybody else, Edvinsson, all the other guys, Byron, got taken out of the lineup. It's just the Dominique Ducharme experiment, because you gave him the benefit of the doubt for going to the finals, it lasted way too long. This guy should have been out a month or 2 months or 3 months earlier than he was actually kicked out. Because by the time Dominique Ducharme was actually kicked out and Marty St. Louis stepped in, the Habs have gone on 2 pretty significant separate win streaks. This is the first time the entire year they've won 2 games in a row, and it happened in a 5-game win streak. Now they've won 2 in a row against Calgary and Edmonton, and they're still, last in the NHL. They've been so bad that they can go on 2 very defined win streaks and still be second last, if not last, in the NHL. Okay, they've got 37 points in 56 games. The Coyotes are 1 point behind. Oh boy. The Habs have only lost 1 game in their last 8, and they're still 1 point ahead of last place in the NHL. If you're on Team Tank, that's fine. If you want to say, okay, let's get the draft pick, give me a first overall pick, that's fine. You can go out there and still cheer for these wins, because no matter what happens, they're still so bad. Dominique Ducharme screwed this team over so bad that they can win this much and they can still have as much leeway as they do when it comes to having the first overall odds. Just imagine if Dominique Ducharme was kicked out in December. The team hadn't won 2 in a row yet. The team was still doing poorly. You could chalk it up to injuries, but there was a very clear lack of motivation and distinction within the way the guys played out there on the ice. You saw Jeff Petrie, one of the best offensive defensemen the Habs have had in a while, just completely wither away and stop being effective. You saw Cole Caufield getting played on the 4th line. You saw him not scoring anymore. 1 goal in 30 games played. And now he's here. Now he's here at a 52-point pace under St. Louis, 52 assist pace under St. Louis, on pace for 100 gosh darn points. And it's in a year where he should have been eligible for the Calder, or he's eligible, don't worry, he's still there. It's just, he doesn't have a chance of winning anymore. He realistically doesn't. He got screwed over so bad by Dominique Ducharme for the first 30 games of his season that now you have yourselves a Caufield that, admittedly, we're looking forward to seeing what he can do under a full year of St. Louis, but boy, does it sting when you see the other guys like Zegras and Raymond and Seider doing their thing. Sure, Seider is in a different territory, but if it's just points, Caufield should have been up there with Zegras and Raymond. That's my personal belief. You can let me know in the comments all your thoughts. on whether or not I am accurate here or not, but, like, still, does it sting to you as much as it stings to me? If you're a Habs fan, or even if you're just any fan of the NHL, I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.